Hi, welcome to Steve Chats Wrestling, hashtag SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Subscribe right now, leaving the comments in the comment section, like and share the video as well. Well, we're going to give you all the news from December 2016 so far in one epic video for you. Make sure to check out the channel and subscribe if you haven't already for any more breaking news as and when it comes along, as well as TLC predictions. In the meantime, we're going to start then with the live event in Mexico last night. Brock Lesnar returning to the ring, defeating Rusev in less than 5 minutes. Did anyone expect it to be 1 minute 26 seconds? Just saying. But Brock Lesnar back to the ring and picking up a victory over Rusev. In other house show news, Shinsuke Nakamura has regained the NXT Championship from Samoa Joe in Osaka, Japan. There has been much speculation according to ringsidenews.com of what this could lead to. Maybe Joe making his main roster debut anytime now. It's been rumoured for the past 6 months that once Joe ends his feud with Nakamura, he would be heading to the main roster. WWE held its NXT tapings on Wednesday, which cover NXT television for the next 3 weeks. Joe was absent at this event, and the company has held a series of matches to determine a #1 contender for the NXT title, with Bobby Roode slated to face Shinsuke Nakamura at the next NXT TakeOver special. One would believe that Joe's feud with Nakamura is finally over, and it's time for him to come to the main roster. Don't be surprised if he makes the debut sometime between now or shortly before or after the Royal Rumble event. So very exciting stuff indeed. Samoa Joe, will he be heading to Raw or will he be heading to SmackDown? Personally, for me, I think Raw at the moment is the more likely destination. I think that at the moment with Monday Night Raw, it just doesn't seem to have as many bigger names, and Joe perhaps will fit in with this more indie-style talent. And I think Joe as well could make a real sort of impact on the sort of heel side of Monday Night Raw. On SmackDown, they've got enough heels at the moment, and I think Joe's destination is going to be Raw. I think that he would be great and best suited at a debut at the Royal Rumble as a surprise entrant. I like the idea of surprise entrants at the Royal Rumble, and I think they would be pretty exciting when Joe makes his debut in WWE. But what would you like to see him do? Let me know right now in the comments below. And are you a fan of the idea of Shinsuke Nakamura against Bobby Roode? I personally am. I think that's going to be a spectacle when it comes to the next NXT TakeOver event, and I personally think the NXT title soon will be glorious. But anyway, enough about me. Let's move on and say about Daniel Bryan. He was recently appearing on Sam Roberts' podcast. Now, this is a long article, so I'm going to just leave it in the description for you, but the meat and the bones of it is that during it, Daniel Bryan says that at times he doesn't even want to be on SmackDown Live. Of course, with Brie Bella going to give birth to his child at some point next year, he's just explaining how there could be a lot of changes going forward, and makes you wonder if he actually wants to be involved with SmackDown going forward. And I believe, actually, that Daniel Bryan will leave SmackDown at some point. It's been very interesting, actually, because I feel Mick Foley will probably leave the reins of Raw at some point also. So will it be straight on Shane McMahon versus Stephanie when it comes to Raw versus SmackDown? Will the brand split continue after WrestleMania? I think that it's leading to one big storyline heading towards into WrestleMania, so it'll be very interesting to see what transpires afterwards. But I will leave the report in there for you, and yeah, you can get the meat and the bones for that for yourself. But Daniel Bryan, will he be on SmackDown Live going into the future? Do you want to see him? Is he doing a good role as GM? Let me know your feelings right now in the comments below. But going on to another Sam Roberts podcast, Finn Balor talks about his recovery and return to the ring. Balor mentioned that he's currently doing 6 hours of rehab a day, 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon. In regards to when he's expected to return, they said the goal is to return at WrestleMania, despite rumours that he may make an early return at the Royal Rumble. I would love to see that happen. In fact, I think if he does return to the Royal Rumble, I think he will win it. But it was noted a couple of weeks back that Balor's been advertised for the December 18th Roadblock event. However, that can be ruled out. He won't be making any appearance at that event. Those advertisements were submitted before he suffered his injury. So that's the latest update on Finn Balor. Going on to Vince McMahon, a few stories with him right now. Who is on Vince McMahon's radar? Who is even higher on his radar than they were before? The answer is Big Kaz. Now, the chairman has always liked his size, but he's been impressed lately by his facial expressions and presence on television. Big Kaz is currently in a scheduled feud with Rusev, and I expect Big Kaz to pick up the victory when it comes to the Roadblock event, end of the line, on December the 18th. As well as that, Vince McMahon, of course, talking about maybe as well an idea of when James Ellsworth and AJ Styles would happen. In regards to Ellsworth receiving his title shot, it's, according to ringsidenews.com, most likely to happen between the TLC event and the Royal Rumble. There is no chance expected Vince McMahon, and no chance that he would allow that match to main event a pay-per-view, so that is out of the question. It's expected that Styles will finally get a win over Ellsworth when the match does take place, and for me, that makes perfect sense going forward. I no need to add any further to that. I think that it would be stupid to have Ellsworth in the main event of an event like the Royal Rumble. I think a main event of SmackDown at the very least, but personally, even as an opener, I don't think it needs to be a big deal, unfortunately for me. I'm over the James Ellsworth thing. Credit to him, he's got as far as he's got, but I think it takes the mick of the entire roster with James Ellsworth having a title shot and having 3 victories over AJ Styles, just giving my personal 2 cents on it. But we're going to go then to an event that's returning next year, which is the Elimination Chamber. Now, originally, it was supposed to be a Raw exclusive event, and changes have been made to the 2017 pay-per-view schedule, but it's now been said that it won't be for the Raw brand. Instead, it is going to be a SmackDown brand show, like I originally hinted it would be. The March 5th Fastlane event from Milwaukee, it was scheduled to be a SmackDown show, but now is going to be a Raw event instead. Now, this to me screams then that if SmackDown is going to have the Elimination Chamber, that the winner of the Royal Rumble is probably going to be someone from the Raw side, because they won't need to have the Elimination Chamber to determine anything going forward. I think for SmackDown as well, it would be good to see them get one of the sort of gimmick pay-per-views, because Raw has had a lot of them. Okay, SmackDown was getting TLC this weekend, but Raw recently had Hell in a Cell and had most of the original name for pay-per-views. Now, I suppose Fastlane is the original name for a pay-per-view, but of course, it's a very dull pay-per-view. No one really likes Fastlane, so I'm happy that it's given to the Raw side, and SmackDown gets the excitement of the Elimination Chamber. It'll be interesting to see which participants end up in the Chamber match, and will it be a number 1 contenders where Raw has won the Royal Rumble, or will it be the champion going into WrestleMania? We'll have to wait and see. Now, as seen on Monday's episode of Raw, Roman Reigns defeated Kevin Owens to earn a shot at the Universal Championship at the Roadblock event. Now, one outcome has been pitched for the match, which will see Reigns defeating Owens at the event so he can be the Universal and United States Championship to proclaim himself as a double champion like Conor McGregor was for a short time before UFC took his featherweight strap away. Now, it remains unknown if this is what the company is going with. However, it wouldn't be a surprise as the company has always had plans for Reigns to be the top babyface of the company. Now, I kind of thought the experiment wasn't working with Kevin Owens, but I would like to see it continue to see if it could work. I wouldn't be surprised if WWE went down this route, although personally for me, if Reigns was to become Universal Champion, I would like to see him drop the United States Championship, because he has not done anything really for the belt since winning it, and I don't think he's giving credibility to the US title right now. It wouldn't even surprise me if at some point Raw did what they used to do in WWE back in sort of the mid-2000s, where they took away that championship and just had the Universal title. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened. But looking at it, at the moment, I'm going to go with Kevin Owens, because Reigns has picked up a clean victory. It doesn't make sense to see the same thing twice. I think that maybe this might be a certain way Kevin Owens might escape, and they might get a rematch at the Royal Rumble. But we'll have to wait and see what happens as and when it happens. And when more news and rumours come out, I'll bring it to you here on SCW. Now, one more Vince McMahon story. Now, it was previously reported that WWE sent out a survey this year asking customers if they would be interested in promotions such as Ring of Honor, Evolve, CZW, and other promotions being the WWE Network. Now, according to Dave Meltzer, it looks like the indies will be coming to the network as soon as WWE's Vince McMahon has decided that he does want some hot indies on the network. There's no indication exactly when we may see the indies on the network, of which promotions may sign deals with WWE, but in the next couple of months should be interesting for business with potential changes. There is also speculated that WWE may be forming alliances with other promotions similar to what they have done with WWN Live over the past year. Well, I think it made the WWE Network a lot more exciting to see. Imagine with Ring of Honor, a great example. And we've just seen Final Battle take place on Friday evening. Imagine getting that on WWE Network. I think it'd be amazing to see. And WWE signed a lot of ROH talents. There is rumour as well, which I've done a separate video for already, that WWE interested in top ROH talents. I think that would be a good move going forward. I mean, you've got to look at the likes of Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, way back when. They all came from ROH. So why not have the ability to see ROH on the WWE Network? Because really, let's be honest, they're all just a feeder for when they come to the big league of WWE. So I'm personally a fan of it. I'd love to see him on the network. Let me know your feelings right now in the comments below. Now, going on to a WrestleMania feud quickly. previously reported, WWE plans to book Seth Rollins and Triple H at next year's WrestleMania event. The company changed their plans, and we're talking about booking the match for the Royal Rumble. Instead, because of the big attraction now at the event, it looks like the Mania plans could be back on, of course. Prior to Bill Goldberg signing with WWE, the company was looking for a big attraction for the Royal Rumble to fill the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, which fills 60,000 plus people. The company for the Rollins and Triple H could be one of the matches on that card, but now that Bill Goldberg and Brock Lesnar were both working the 30-man Royal Rumble match, the company is going to hold off Triple H return match against Rollins until WrestleMania. It's expected that that feud will kick off once again very, very soon, and it needs to hurry up because Kevin Owens could lose the belt. We've just been over that. Kevin Owens could lose the belt, who was Triple H's handpicked guy to win the belt, and then he would be coming back for Seth Rollins. It all just seems a bit messy and doesn't make sense. I think the Triple H needed to come back before now. I think he should have cost Rollins another match. Even if he went for another disappearing act, I think that that's what should have happened. But we'll have to wait and see. At the moment, it's kind of almost the point of if Triple H leaves it a lot longer, will we care? But I'm expecting that Rollins will be in the Royal Rumble match. I'm expecting Triple H will eliminate him from the match. That's my current feeling. We'll have to wait and see what happens. A couple of stories just to finish off then. The opening segment of 205 Live. Austin Aries announced that he will be calling the Action Weekly on 205 for WWE The Cruiserweights until we can return to action to go after the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. There's no word if he's going to continue to work for NXT once he returns to action, but we'll be keeping updated once it is known whether Austin Aries will be back on NXT or if he will be solely on 205 Live. I think Austin Aries would actually bring credibility to the Cruiserweight Championship. He's a great athlete, a great heel as well, and I did find him entertaining at points on the commentary table, but of course I prefer to see him in the ring each and every time. Austin Aries, one of my favourite performers, and I can't wait to see him on a WWE ring, hopefully in front of a bigger crowd than what was there when they did 205, because a lot of people left the arena, didn't they? But hopefully WWE will structure that better and it will be a lot better going forward, and I think Aries would be a good candidate for the Cruiserweight Championship. Finally, Hideo Itami has announced a chance that he may be at the takeover in San Antonio, Texas at the Royal Rumble weekend in January. His hint come on Twitter saying, "I don't want to miss opportunities anymore." Now, he was injured with his neck when Riddick Moss dropped him on his head and twisted power slam off the ropes at NXT Live event. Hideo was supposed to be out of action for another month, but WWE may hold on his return until the takeover event. So that is everything for you there in one big report there for you. If you stayed through to the end, thank you very much for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. TLC predictions are up for you, as well as I've got some of the recent podcasts as well. They'll be coming on your screen right now. Like and share the video, subscribe if you haven't already. You've been watching Steve Chats Wrestling, hashtag SCW the Wrestling Channel here on YouTube.com. If you have any feelings on anything that's been reported on this massive video, then let me know your feelings right now in the comments below. But until then, take care, thank you very much, and I'll be bringing you more news as and when it breaks here on Steve Chats Wrestling, hashtag SCW the Wrestling Channel here on YouTube. See you next time.